It is the Flow Friday night sports show. Mallee netball back in action last weekend. Let's have a look at how it all went. Nicole McMahon is on the line to help us do that. G'day, Nicole. How are you?
Good, thanks, Jason. How are you?
Going okay. Your girls had a tough start to the season, though, against Karuna, who are obviously very, very good.
Yes. Well, it was quite funny. You went to congratulate me on our girls' win, but you read the score around the wrong way.
Read the score the wrong way. I saw 61-27 and just assumed the reigning premiers keep on keeping on. But it's a very different lineup this year for Lamoureux, isn't it?
It is a very different, very fresh lineup. It was a huge loss, 34 goals. Very completely new lineup, and Karuna were quite consistent in their lineup from last year, and they were very hungry after Lamoureux kicked them out of the first semi.
Yep.
But good on them. Yeah, great match from them. Abby Pate, who was their goal shooter, she was a very deserving winner of the Anzac medal on Saturday. She had a very high security accuracy, would have had to be above 80-85%. They also had Lily Wood filling in for them, who is currently training in the Thunderbirds Academy squad, so quite a handy fill-in for that week. Lamoureux still have a lot of potential. Have not lost faith in the side, especially being led under Mira Walter. They did show a few, flashes of last year's premiership spark. Tried a few different combos, which I think they're going to do kind of over the next round. They've got a lot of depth in their club. Their B grade had a really good win by 20 goals. So I think we'll just see a lot of movement, try a few different combos, that type of thing. But shout out also for Lamoureux's Emmy Zirk on her debut A grade game. She played a very mature game. So well done, Emmy.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Karuna have been building to this for some time. So good on them as well. And Lamoureux will continue to improve as the year goes on, I've got no doubt. Let's move to Peak next. I can't wait to talk about this. My Peak girls had a 10-goal win over Murrayville, 44-34. They look good.
Yeah, solid win. I haven't heard a lot from the coaches, so I wanted to get a few more details. But, 10-goal win, that's pretty convincing. And they had Bianca Carl out there, main goalie. So that's a very convincing win. Murrayville, very young side. Looking at their score sheet, they tried a lot of combos for the day as well. Congratulations to Casey Cameron in defence from Peak, who was awarded the Anzac medal for the day.
Excellent. And they're going okay. And the next match for us to talk about, BDT and Pinaroo, match of the round stuff. This always is when these two clubs match up, be it footy or netball. The football might have been a bit of a fizzer, but the netball did not disappoint. BDT by 2 goals.
Yeah, I reckon there would have been a 2-goal margin with these two sides the first time they play every year for the last, I should have a look at it, probably 3-4 years at least. And we knew it was going to be close. 33-30 is quite low scoring for these two sides, though. I think it was very defensively strong, and both teams had quite a few cobwebs just trying to get it into their attack line and get those goals in the ring. BDT welcomed a very new side, and like most teams, tried a few new combos on Saturday. They've had a few great new pickups, which I was waiting to see how they went. But centre Holly Hughes and goal defence Taylor Francis, I know, had very strong games for BDT on Saturday. Pinaroo certainly struggled finding the goal ring, but the Pinaroo defence was really strong. They just couldn't capitalise on their turnovers, unfortunately. Tash Venning was one of those in the defence line for Pinaroo, who apparently owned the court and was the deserving winner of the Anzac medal for the day.
Well done to her, and well done to BDT. So that moves us into round 2 of matches this weekend, and we've got an interesting round the way it all matches up. First of all, Lamoureux. Now, when you win the premiership, unfortunately, the following year, there's a few teams that owe you one. And I reckon Pinaroo might just owe Lamoureux one. They'll probably start faves here while Lamoureux just lock down what the new lineup's going to look like. But yeah, they'll be still smarting from not playing grand final day last year.
No, I think you're right. There are a few people with a few teams with Lamoureux in their sights, and Pinaroo are probably right behind Karuna after Lamoureux knocked them out of the prelim last year. But I am still going to claim that we're reigning premiers until at least September. So we'll just make that clear. But yeah, so no, both such new sides, other than the teams wearing the same uniforms, the lineup of players is quite different. Just a few remaining players from each side. And we've even had one player swap teams, Bailey Vogt. We're excited that she's joined us in Lamoureux this year after following her partner 44 Ks down the road. Pinaroo, led by coach Zara Keogh, who will be out due to a calf injury, just a short-term one. But they will welcome back Abby Keogh from playing reserves in Adelaide. So she will be a very good pick-up this week and will slot into Zara's wing attack position quite nicely. Be a very strong feeder for the goalies. With Tash Venning in their centre court as well, and they're quite body strong lineup with Steph Heineke and Emma Dabner. I think they're going to make it very tough work for Lamoureux, especially as they're still settling, still trying a few new things. Pinaroo traditionally plays very well at their home ground too. So I think Pinaroo will etch up on Lamoureux this week. I think I got 3 from 3 wrong last week, so I'm going to pick Pinaroo, hoping that I'm wrong this week.
Well, the only way is up as far as the tipping goes from there.
Well, that's it. We're going to peak at the right time towards later in the season. So it's all part of the plan.
Speaking of peak, we'll get to them in a minute. But BDT will start favourites against Murrayville. This one, though, is at Murrayville. And again, this is a club that plays pretty well on its home court. So not sure what the margin might be here. You'd think BDT win, but who knows?
Yeah, no, you're right. Murrayville's side, never to be underestimated, especially at their home ground. They're young and very determined. Whether they're up by 10 goals or down by 10 goals, they just work hard for the 60 minutes, Murrayville, which is really great to see. I think Borders will get over the Doggies on Saturday. But how good they're going over to Murrayville. No talk of border closures or border passes or any of that.
Thank goodness.
So how good is that? BDT, they're welcoming back Emily Richo, who was sidelined last week, a very strong goalie, and I think will be a great target for new centre court. Pick up Holly Hughes, so I'd love to get there and see how those two gel. I think BDT will probably be slightly too strong for Murrayville on Saturday.
All right. And I'll tell you what, who would have thought we'd be saying this? Match of the round at Karoonda is Karoonda and Peak. And the winner of this game will go to the top of the table and will be one of the odds-on faves to finish top 2, I reckon. Yeah,
which is, I don't know if it's a claim to fame, only 2 games in, but that's all right. They can, as I said, Lamoureux, we're going to Peak later, so they can have the battle for the top for now. But no, I think you've called it definitely the match of the round. Really excited to hear the outcome of this one. Peak welcoming back Bianca Carl, who was holidaying in Northern Territory last week. She will be a great match-up against Shaylin Peak in Karoonda's defence. Karoonda also welcoming back Francine Buchanan, who was out last week. I'm hoping she'll be back in their defence goal ring. She did have a stint out in wing defence in the finals last year, but I think she's a great in their defence ring, dealing with Shaylin Peak. Would love to see the battle between Robin Lehman for Peak in their centre court and Kiara Peak. Both very strong and very hard at the ball. I would not like to get between them. So may the best man win there. But Karoonda, after seeing them last week, they were really quite a steady side, and just their high accuracy in shooting, I think they'll make it very difficult for Peak. But, who knows? It'll be a close game, but I will pick Karoonda versus Peak.
All right, fair enough. There you go. That is round 2 of matches in Mallee netball. Anything else before we wrap it up, Nicole?
Well, there is, Jason. I've forgotten to tell you something very exciting. We're actually doing a Team of the Week every week this week.
All right.
Every week this year for the Mallee Netball Association. So just a bit of fun, nothing too serious. So all the coaches are kind of sending in their, top picks from each club, and then I'm kind of moulding it to a bit of a Team of the Week.
I like it.
So, so it's going to be in the Border Times every week. Just, we felt there needs to be a bit more netball stuff in there.
And of course, here on Flow FM, absolutely, we'll give it a plug. Yeah.
I think it does say in the paper, Flow FM reporter, Nicole.
Ah,
so
beautiful.
Please get me on the payroll. So, for the week 1, the inaugural Team of the Week for Mallee Netball Association, we had goalies Abby Pate from Karoonda, Chelsea Harvey from Peak, and Chelsea Barrett from Murrayville. For centre court, we had Kiara Pate from Karoonda, Robin Lehman from Peak, Tash Venning from Pinaroo, and Holly Hughes from BDT. And defence, we had Casey Cameron from Peak, Taylor Francis from BDT, and Steph Heineke from Pinaroo, and interchange Aaliyah Heinze and Shauna Chaplin from Lamoureux. So Aaliyah Heinze from Marvel and Shauna Chaplin from Lamoureux. So there you go, guys. Well done for making.
That's your team of the week. Who's the coach?
Whatever you want to call it. Coach. I haven't got that far yet. Next week we'll have a coach.
There you go. Karoonda's coach, probably coach of the week.
Yeah, Shaylin Tate. She didn't make it in the defence lineup, so yep, she can be the coach.
You heard it here first.
Week one. Yeah, good work. Thanks for your contribution, Jason.
No problems. Well, that's a fantastic initiative. I like that. There'll be a talking point around the comp, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's it. So don't bring your complaints to me, though. It's just a bit of fun.
Oh, good stuff. Well, we'll check in again next week. Good luck to everyone hitting the court in Mallee netball this weekend.
Cool. Cheers. Thanks, Jason.